record, but
You want to go ahead and get started?
yeah, we just looked at
Okay.
videos and take your time. But I'll lead you into what we're talking about. We just
Gotcha.
got through looking at some videos about the agriculture program at Alcorn, at Mississippi State, at Holmes, and of course at Hinds. There were no videos about Utica, but we did see some good ones about the program at Raymond, and looked at some of the technology that's used and some of the fields that it can go into. And I'll let you talk more about it, but I know you're a Mississippi State alum and looked at their program that now has 45 concentrations with 17 majors in the Department of Agriculture, which is actually quite mind-boggling when you look at all the careers that are possible. And even though
Over 300 careers.
I mean, it's mind-boggling, especially in Mississippi, and we're in the country like you grew up, and I don't think, and we do have a lot of students that go to Mississippi State and to Alcorn, Hinds, Holmes, and do the agriculture track. But I think some of these still don't understand the opportunities that are there and some of the careers that are there. So I know you're one of the experts in that field, and we got some great questions for you as well. So you can take it away.
Are you gonna let me do
Yeah, you have
screen
to.
share?
Yeah, share
Oh,
screen.
let me pull up my PowerPoint. Okay. Can you see it?
I can.
Okay. So we'll go ahead and get started. Are we ready?
Yeah.
All right. So, good afternoon now. It's after 1 o'clock. I am Dr. Karla Turner Bailey, and I am the agriculture instructor for now Hinds and Raymond, as well as Utica.
Oh wow!
So,
Congratulations.
so whatever you see, information that pertains to Raymond also pertains to Utica, with a few slight differences. So, a little bit about who I am. Our student organizations on our campuses are Collegiate FFA and Manners, which is Minorities in Agriculture, Natural Resources, and Related Sciences. And we're excited to have both of those here on the Raymond campus as well as Utica.
That's awesome.
So, a little bit about who I am. I'm an agriculture teacher by choice, not by chance, because it is my passion. I grew up farming from a very early age. And not only that, I grew up teaching. So both of my parents were educators. And my mom is from here in Mississippi, but my father is from New York, and we lived there for a while, and then we moved here when I was young. And my grandparents kind of introduced me to the farm life. And so my mom has been farming like her parents before her. And some of my little passions and loves is I love Labradors. That's my favorite dog. Those pictures of the eggs in the center, that is what I gather on a 2-day basis at my home. We sell fresh farm raised eggs daily. I'm a hunter, a marksman, and my favorite livestock would be cattle. And these are some pictures in the center of some of our chickens. I think they're very, very interesting because of the colors. And we have over 250 chickens right now on the yard, about 35 bunny rabbits or rabbits. And you see at the bottom left, there are some greens that have been planted. And the bottom right is a picture of my son a few years ago when he did a chicken show. We were showing chickens, and he's showing how to lay the chickens out and show them properly. Top left is just some pictures of me doing some construction work inside my classroom, teaching construction. So I come from an ag family, by meaning that my husband is an agriculture teacher and we have 4 little ag babies. I met my husband at Mississippi State. We're both in education. He's high school, I'm collegiate now. And those are our great Pyrenees there, pictures of my son riding a horse and showing cattle, tilling the land. You know, it's important that we start them off young, raise them right. Um, and of course, you know, the outdoor life, the top picture with our great Pyrenees. My 4-year-old thinks that they're her little doll. So she's into the farm life. Everybody is into a farming there on the land. So a little bit about my educational background. And I started out when I graduated high school. I went to Hinds for 2 years in the pre-agriculture program because I knew that I was going to transfer to a 4-year. I then went on to transfer to Mississippi State University, where I majored in agriculture economics with a double major in business administration. Thought that I wanted to go into the business side of agriculture, and that's what I did all of my internships and co-ops in. But I found out that that really wasn't what I wanted to do. I was kind of like that calling was keep calling me to do education, but I was running from it. And so I went on to get my master's in forest products and forest resources with an emphasis in environmental. And then I got my PhD in agricultural science. And so these are some of my jobs that I had, you know, before I became the official teacher. Dairy Queen and Shoney's and Sunflower. I worked at Hinds in the research department, and I also worked on the ag side. Worked at Kroger's. I worked for Maphis, which is Mississippi Agriculture and Forestry Experiment Station, Sanderson Farms, Bryan Foods, and Cal-Maine. And I always ask my students, like, what was the main thread that we see in all those pictures? It goes back to some form or shape form of agriculture, whether it's agriculture business, agriculture research, and education.
Yeah, and just looking at this, Bryan, Cal-Maine, and Sanderson Farms are 3 that I know are always hiring people.
Yes, always. Then I got roped into my lifelong career path and what I felt was so important, which was education. I ran from it for so long, and it was just meant to be that I would become an educator. And so I've been teaching now. This is my 19th year in education. This is my 3rd academic year as a instructor on the collegiate level, which I'm really excited about. And I got a chance to meet this fabulous teacher here at Callaway High School many years ago. So
seems like yesterday.
So I want just to reiterate how I was destined to be. When I started farming, it was about 4 years old when we moved here, and my grandmother broke or chiseled out, however you want to call it, the handle of one of her old sharp hoes, and she just said, "Here, go for it." She gave me some okra seeds. I would never forget it. And I planted my first seeds, which were okra plants that came up. And I enjoyed it. I love being outside. I love learning how to milk cattle when I was milk a cow when I was young. I love gathering the eggs and being just in the outdoors. I love going hunting even at the age of 4 and 5 with my grandfather. At the same time, I don't know who was giving me these duplicates, but I had all of these sheets that I would teach my friends. They would come over and they had to play school with me, and I was just destined to be an educator. So I was in denial for a long time that, you know, I didn't want to be a teacher, but it was my reality because it was my purpose, my passion, my position, and it's my profession. So I love it. I love what I do. So my skills, I'm a farmer. I'm an educator, of course. I am a certified welder. I know how to do basic plumbing and basic electrical wiring. I have a CDL. I can drive an 18-wheeler. Equipment operator, both small and large. I can know how to do it. I'm a team player, I'm self-motivated, I'm flexible, determined, persistent. I'm a quick learner. I believe I'm a critical thinker, a problem solver. I believe in being a professional. I have a strong work ethic. good time management, oral and written oral communication skills, and a leader. And why did I tell you those things is because those are the things that you need in the workforce. Those are the things you need in order to be successful when you go off to college, when you're in your everyday classes in high school. You got to develop those how-to skills and those need-to-know skills that are below the equipment operator. So very important things to have. So at Hinds, we have agriculture programs. We'll have to add the ones we have here on the Raymond campus, but we teach survey of ag. We have plant science, soil science, animal science, agricultural accounting, agriculture economics, farm management, forestry. We have a meat merchandising program here on the Raymond campus, as well as we do carry some precision farming. Right now, we have a logging program to teach individuals. It's a very short course program, but to try to get people in the logging industry. We also have a beef production major, a poultry major, as well as ag business management here on the Raymond campus. And I kind of cover all of the academic side classes, but I do teach some career technical classes. Most important thing, what we have to offer here at Hinds is the skills, the knowledge, the networking opportunities, as well as the opportunity for job placement and further education. So what's in it for a person who wants to come to Hinds and learn about agriculture? What is the instruction? Of course, the career exploration. There's over 300 careers that can be obtained through agriculture in some shape, form, or fashion, from accounting to veterinary medicine to zoology, botany. There's a gambit of things that can be done in agriculture. It's something there for everybody that if that's something that you want to pursue. Also skill development. It's those hands-on skills that are needed in order to make you different from the next person when it comes to the academic area. And of course, professional development networking through our collegiate student organizations, we're able to push that professional development and networking skills. And of course, the end result for all of our students is that once you leave here, you're ready for a career, whether it be with a 2-year degree or to finish with a graduate degree or a bachelor's degree, whatever your choice is. But we want to make sure here at Hinds that you're ready for that next step. So of course, both here on the campus, and I want to tell you a little bit, I'm gonna combine them. So at the Utica campus, we have a greenhouse, and we also do a hands-on service learning projects and job experiences with the Mississippi Center for Cultural Production. And they are a arts and agriculture-based nonprofit in Utica that they have 17-acre space that they are growing fresh fruits and vegetables for the community for the community to be more self-sustaining and also have access to fresh fruits and vegetables. As well as we do work with the service learning, we do work with the town of Utica to do beautification projects, landscaping, things of that nature. So on that campus, we do a lot with that. We're trying to expand our animal science on that campus as well. So I'm in the process of trying to acquire the land to be able to do a small farm, which would be a small mock farm. On the Raymond campus, we have the bull test station here. And with the bull test station, they do testing of bull semen to make sure we have the best genetics that were performance of bulls, as well as the beef production here is a part of that as well. We have precision ag, which does a lot of GIS and GPS with drone technology. We have a drone program here on the Raymond campus that kind of coincides with that as well. Of course, meat merchandising, those are individuals who are our butchers, who are cutting our fresh meat in our local places, whether it be Kroger's or what other places there are, Walmarts that may get whole pieces of meat in and they get it cut there. So the learning that is designed in each one of this is that so students can carry out activities and solve problems in a way that reflects the nature of such tasks in the real world. Try to prepare our students for the real world. And a lot of times our students don't have that hands-on experiences that are much needed.
Yeah, and I think that's the main thing about your program is that it's one of the more hands-on programs at the community college.
Yes, definitely. That's both academic and career tech, I think, which is very important to put that in there, because a lot of the career tech programs are hands-on, but this is a program that's going to be on both sides of the academic and career technical field. This is a great website to do some exploration when it comes to careers, and I just wanted to provide it for you. It's agexplorer.com. It tells you what the career outlook of various careers are from A to Z. It gives you what education is needed. It even gives you go down to the point where you can obtain those degrees at. So if there's places like, if you can't get the degree at Alcorn, Mississippi State, it actually will tell you what schools offer that particular area that you can get that degree in. So with our Survey of Ag, that's just a basic course that we teach that covers all of the gambit of just what agriculture is, our job interview skills. We're doing resumes in that class. We're bringing in guest speakers who will talk to them about job placement and possible job opportunities. These are the areas that we cover, the introduction all the way to the mechanics and the natural resources and crop production. The plant science, of course, is one of them that's near and dear to my heart, because we take our students from seed to the opportunity of them having growing something that they can actually produce and maybe can or sell a product, or be able to provide fresh fruits and vegetables for our communities. Of course, the animal science is huge, because a lot of people who may be interested in veterinary technology, we have a VTech program here on the Raymond campus, and a lot of students who take animal science may want to go into that. If not, they want to go into a 4-year program for veterinary science, or they want to go into something else in the animal area.
Yeah, we had a student recently that went through VedTech and she loved it.
Okay. And then our business opportunities. So we teach agriculture accounting, agriculture business, and we have an ag business and entrepreneurship area. And basically, we're trying to get individuals who are able to work in the business area of agriculture, from economics to entrepreneurship, working for some of these companies that you see here, Monsanto, which has been gobbled up with Cargill. John Deere, of course, with there are some areas in the state where you can get a degree in John Deere and will pay for your degree to become a technician for them. And it's not just for males, it's for females as well. So that's a great opportunity.
A very large presence in Canton.
Yes. I think they have a Mississippi Ag.
Yeah, it's a very large thing. They have 2 locations, one retail and one service. They're both huge.
Then, of course, our forestry, which Mississippi is in the top 5 when it comes to forestry, because we have a lot of forest products here, as well as we're growing a lot of tree farms. So individuals who are able to manage the forest and care for them, when it comes not only for the wildlife and fisheries side, is a huge opportunity. So we have a lot of individuals, sometimes they might want to become game wardens. They start off in the forestry and then go on to Mississippi State or Alcorn and major in forestry and get a job with being a game warden. So like I told you about our collegiate organizations, Manners and FFA, we have the greenhouse, the agricultural lab, of course, the Bullstead Station, as well as some other things here on the Raymond campus, like the logging program has a lot of simulators from John Deere, where they actually learn how to drive the skid steers and the loaders and the cutters, as well as learn how to drive combines here. So we teach a lot of the hands-on when it comes to, if a student does not have the pre-knowledge of agriculture, they're able to get that here. So with our organizations, we're hopefully going to be able to travel this year with a few of the restrictions that COVID has placed. We're going to be able to travel, but we're still teaching our students about leadership, those how-to skills. How do we learn, earn those scholarships to be able to go? I went to Mississippi State for free as an undergraduate student. So it was paid because of scholarships that I received when I was at Hinds. And I went to Hinds free as well, but I was able to pay for my undergrad with no cost. Wow. Of course, the networking is important, that you'll be able to network. Sometimes it's not always what you know, it's who you know. like lead you to those endless opportunities. Agriculture is the nation's largest employer with more than 21 million Americans, which is 20% of the total workforce, who work in some area of the industry of agriculture. So agricultural science prepares students for more than 300 careers in the sciences, business, and technology of agriculture, natural resources, and related sciences.
It's unbelievable.
A little background before I leave you. I can't be remiss if I don't talk about Utica. Utica is very, very special because it is a historically Black college and university. It's HBCU. It was established in 1903 by William H. Holtzclaw. And it was developed under the principles of agriculture, mechanics, and liberal arts. Agriculture being number one, because he was a graduate of the Tuskegee program that allowed teachers to travel across the Southeast, excuse me, and develop programs that would be centered to people of color around agriculture. We're also a caring college and campus. And with that being said, I was teaching this morning that our students at Utica have a very close tie to a lot of people, great people in history. One being George Washington Carver. He actually lectured on our campus, and he actually was able to take specimens of tree samples from our campus that are now in the Smithsonian.
Wow. And we actually have quite a few Velma Jackson alums that are students in Utica as well, that are part of the WUHC digital media program. So it's been a good tie-in for our students, even if they're not part of the ag program. Hinds Utica has been good to Velma Jackson and Madison County schools. But before I get to some of their questions, I do have a couple things that, especially for anybody watching this later, just to because this is mainly ninth graders, so they may not be 100% clear on. You talked about academic and career technical, because we've talked about some of, like we said, you said yourself, Hinds has a great pipeline to Mississippi State and Alcorn, but also you have the 1 and 2 year programs who say they don't want to do the 4 years. They just want to get a certification to start working. That is a very good option for people as well. And that's your career technical that are 1 or 2 years, right?
Correct. So we have career and technical programs that go anywhere from a 6-month certificate to a whole year certificate, or we have individuals who are able to actually receive their AS degree in applied sciences, which is also the career technical field, which now the Mississippi's College Board is allowing to accept those classes as academic classes. Wow. So you're able, even if you don't want to get your 4-year degree right now, you want to go into the workforce, you receive that AS degree, 5-10 years from now, any school, any public university or college in the state of Mississippi will accept those classes into their system as academic classes. A lot of individuals, of course, are welding on the Utica campus. We have a lot. I think we have about 7 students from Hinds who just sat on contracts with Ingalls Shipyard. So there are a lot of jobs out there available for individuals. You just got to,
I'm glad you brought up Ingalls. I'm trying to get them. Ingalls probably is, because I was down on the coast, I met some Ingalls employees. If anybody's interested in welding, they cannot hire people fast enough down there. Yeah. You get to live on the coast, they cannot build ships fast enough. I cannot emphasize that enough. If you want to get into welding, you need to look into Ingalls Shipyard. They will train you and they will pay you well. They're going to work you, but they're going to pay you well.
They're going to pay you well. But those are, our areas when it comes to career and technical education. Now, we have many programs on both campuses. I mean, we have a gambit. You pick and you choose. Of course, I know mostly about the agriculture programs because that's what I'm trying to recruit students for, because we need more individuals to work in the agriculture industry, whether it be from accounting to business to production and processing. Even in the education, we have an agriculture educator shortage. So there's a lot of jobs that are available.
All right, I do have a few questions, and this is a really good one. I never thought to ask this. This is Taranisha Jackson. She's actually a junior. So she's asking, of all these jobs you showed, which one pays the most?
Ooh, of all the jobs shown, which one pays the most? I would say right now, probably the agriculture engineers who work on like the John Deere equipment, the individuals who are working on those equipment. Of course, anyone who can weld. Welders are needed for the equipment as well. to create those wells of the implements that John Deere sells. So I would say that they would probably be one of the most lucrative right now. Besides that, anything that's going to lead to management or a supervisory role in production or processing is going to probably be number two.
Yeah, and I'm glad you brought that up because I had just mentioned before we went on that right now in agriculture, being a mechanic is at a premium because somebody has to be somebody to work on those machines, to improve those machines, maintain those machines. And actually now in Madison County schools, we have the unmanned aerial system program where they can learn drone skills in high school. And I know Mississippi State is really on the cutting edge of the drone in agriculture right now. So could be a very lucrative field if this is something they wanted to get into.
Yes, definitely.
This is from Eric Brown. He's a ninth grader. And he asked, what was your mindset you had going into the college teaching?
What was my mindset going into college teaching? That I would be able to actually place individuals in the workforce. Yeah. When you're teaching on the high school level, you're preparing them to get to this level of college, yeah, of training, of getting the training, the certifications that they can utilize to go into a place of work for full-time employment. We want our high school students to get some level of paper in their hand. What I mean by that, you have a high school diploma, that is going to be great when you achieve that accomplishment. But to have some type of certification or a 2-year degree that's going to make you different from that next high school grad was what we were aiming for. So my mindset was to make sure that I'm able to put my students into jobs, into careers.
Yeah, and I agree. This is from Trevion Blackman, and he asks, how do people in ag get through tough times?
Ooh, how do people in ag get through tough times? By doing what we do best, which is we're feeding ourselves, we're clothing ourselves, we're making sure we have clean water and everything. I put it like this. I do not gloat that I'm able to take care of myself without having to go to a grocery store, but it's a wonderful feeling.
Oh, absolutely.
That I'm able to get fresh meat on my farm, fresh eggs. I have a cow that has a baby. I may have fresh milk, and our vegetables, being able to harvest our fruits and vegetables. We have fruit trees on my farm. Being able to do that is a wonderful thing. How do we get through tough times? We're the people, agriculturalists are the individuals who feed the world. Not only do we feed the world, but we clothe the world. I always tell individuals, without agriculture, you would be naked, hungry, homeless.
Absolutely.
And in the dark. Because even though we think about these grids, that grid that went down in New Orleans, those individuals have to think about the soil that they're going to put that tower back up on, that is going to be able to be sustainable. That's an agriculturalist person doing that. So,
and the solar energy people as well.
Yes.
All right, and I know you're busy. I just got two more for you. The first one is just about on the path of somebody that went to community college first. You know, here in Madison County, we have a great relationship with Hinds and with Holmes. So what would you say is the main benefit as somebody going to a community college, then to a 4-year university?
I want to split that.
Okay.
Two benefits that I think are very, very important. One is that we want to encourage our youth to experience everything that you can and be debt free when you come out of college. Absolutely. We don't want the same mistakes that other individuals make on our new our students coming out in the next 4 years, coming out in the next year. We want you to be debt free. So going to community college is going to save you money. Okay. And two is that when you go to a large university, straight out the bat, you're just a number. Unless you are very, very, and I don't want to say the word needy, but if you're one of those people who's always like in your professor's face and talking to them and emailing them, even if you email them, if they don't see your picture, they don't know who you are. Here at community colleges, we're able to be more one-on-one with our students because our class sizes are smaller. You're not just a number to us. We care about you. That's why we're a caring campus and a caring college. We care about our students. We go above and beyond to ensure that you are successful here at community colleges, especially here at Hinds.
That's awesome. And that's cool you said that, because I tell the story all the time, but when I was at Southern Miss, I had a class with 500 people in it. And, I went to Madison Central, and it was even overwhelming for me. There was a guy in the class I had literally known my entire life. I did not know he was in the class until the last day. So, and again, we thank you so much for joining us today. But just the last question I have for you, and I've asked you this before, but they didn't hear this. Like everybody else in this room, you grew up Black in the country in Mississippi, but yet you've achieved a PhD and are doing some amazing things. So, what would you say is the biggest or the best way for them to overcome the same obstacles that they are going to have, that you faced when you were growing up?
One is, don't have the mindset of that I can't wait till I'm able to get away. Okay. It's because my mom came back to the country that we were able to experience the things that we did. And I always hear students say, well, I can't wait till I get older. I'm moving away. I want to get to, go to Houston, go to Dallas, go to Atlanta. Your town, your area needs you. And we need people who are going to be positive. That's first. Secondly is, how do you overcome those things? You got to be positive. For every dark light that you see, guess what? There's a light shining brighter even on the other side. So don't think that what you're going through is just the end of the world, because it's not. How do you overcome those things? Find individuals who are willing to pour into you, like your teacher here. I'm pretty sure he's willing to pour into you, and take advantage of that, or taking advantage of those individuals who are truly and sincerely caring about your well-being, your success in life, your success in school, and take hold of that. And the thing about it is, and I want you to remember this, is that when you find those individuals who are willing to pour into you, make sure that you're pouring into them with the thank yous, with I appreciate what you did for me. I appreciate you with the recommendation. Can you find me this? Or we love helping our students, but oftentimes our students only see us for a season. And I want my students to be with me for a lifetime. I will always remember them, but that lifetime comes back with the communication of, this is what I'm doing now. This is what I'm into now. And so you can overcome anything. And remember that even the people who don't know are rooting for you. I'm rooting for you, and I don't know you. And I'm here to help you whatever I can. So I'm always here. And I always tell my students, I give them my personal cell number. Text me before you call, because I don't answer unknown numbers. But I'm here to help. So always remember that there are people there who are rooting for you.
Yeah. And like I said, we'd love to send some students your way. With this being an agriculture area, I think it's a great field to be in, and you're just as good as it gets. And we thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you.
Well, that's all the time we have. We appreciate you joining us today.
Thank you.
All right. I'll talk to you soon, friend.
All right. Thank you.